Hello, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome to this episode of Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Jaron Rosien. Our producer is Nick Steffens. Our publisher is Matt Bryant, and we are part of the Southeast Iowa Union. On today's show, we'll talk about pop culture. On Wednesday's show, we'll talk with Pastor Devon, the new minister at the United Methodist Church. I might have called the wrong church, seeking him out. It was referred to us several times as the new minister that we should have on. Of course, Aaron Kay is the pastor at the Presbyterian Church. It doesn't matter, but I definitely called the wrong church for the wrong minister.
Yeah, before you called them, I was like,
you were like,
I was like, but I was like, I'm not from here. I'm not quite sure, so I'll just.
Because I did it in the studio. The phone was on speaker. Nick witnessed the whole thing. It was a smooth moment. Anyway, so today's show will just be the usual. We'll do local events. We'll do our police report, our birthdays, and we're going to talk about a few things that are happening around the world as well as in Washington. As we speak, it's 44 degrees and partly cloudy. It was nippy this morning, when I left.
Yeah, but at least it was like sunny out. And when I left, I kind of enjoyed that, plus the extra hour of sleep.
Yeah, you leave at 7:20? About
that.
And did you get home in good time from your weekend? Did you rest well?
I think I got home. I went to the store when I got home. It's like probably a usual 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Got home and had some resting, I guess. It was more had to do chores.
That's not too shabby. Later, we'll show a picture from your weekend, and
yes.
You had an anniversary.
Yes, it was my girlfriend and I's 1 year anniversary.
I like that. Well, I'll look forward to hearing about your recreation of your first date.
Yep.
So 44 degrees and partly cloudy. And the police report, since we've last spoken, we have had 79 calls for service. Real quick, if you have a birthday shout out, throw that in the chat. You can email washialive@gmail.com. Also, if you're watching live and you wish to interact, we were thinking that might be nice today to be more interactive. If there's, as we chat, feel free to chat back. 25 in the category of traffic, 6 in the category of welfare, 5 animal, 4 suspicious activity, 4 warrants, 4 fire, 4 trespass, then 3s, 2s, and 1s with the disorderly, the assault, the hang up, the public service, so on and so forth. Deer are out.
Yes.
I missed a breakfast with an aunt and uncle, and my uncle drives like a bigger truck than I, and apparently just smoked a deer by Sigourney, totaled the truck out. And it's like a 21, like it's a big truck.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be, that's a lot, and that's too bad.
Yeah. I think I might just be lucky, but I feel like I've never had a problem. I've never almost hit a deer. I don't really. I
always go to the horn. Like I said, this 85-year-old man had never hit a deer, and he said it's because he honks. Or when he feels like there might be a deer near, he honks. And I do the same thing. If there's the deer crossing or just you're kind of going through like a blind little area, I'll give a couple taps on the horn. I've only been T-boned, never hit a deer.
I would say not by a deer.
Oh, that's the whole thing. All right, what did you pull for me? Oh, Siri wants to interact. We have 5 highlights from the weekend. On East 7th, caller reports there's a guy in the alley behind the caller's house yelling to no one. At one point, he did bang on a neighboring door. 104 and 107 responded and spoke with a male subject who was waiting on a friend to bring cigarettes. He has now moved on. This was at 11:14 in the morning.
I did not see that part. That's
the cigarette part?
No, the it being at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Well, as I read it, I'm like, what time is it? Like, what is happening here? Also, bad behavior on East Madison. Caller reports a younger male subject with a large backpack who keeps walking out into traffic. Caller believes he may be intoxicated. 9214 responded and spoke with the male subject who has a problem with his foot. He is waiting for a ride. No issue at this time.
Problem with the foot.
Yeah, maybe that's why he was pulling into traffic. It's like, when you have an alignment issue and you kind of...
All right. I'm going to use that excuse next time.
Also on East Madison, caller reports an incident involving 2 younger kids. Actually, someone texted me this one too. 2 younger kids who came in around 6 p.m. wanting to buy a vape or cigarettes. When the employee refused to sell to them, one of the kids set off a stink bomb in the store. 106 spoke with the caller and will attempt to locate the subject. That is bad behavior, children.
I'm not saying this is good behavior. They should have not done this.
No.
It's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny, but it's bad. I would like to see the CC footage, like the security footage.
I also want to know how young these kids looked. Was it obviously
we're talking 12, 15, 16?
Because you have to be 21 now, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so.
Oh, yeah, I guess they could be like 8. Now, I feel like this is juveniles.
Yeah, I feel
Like I said, I'd like to... East Madison, let's see, what store would that be? Well, we'll deal with that later. That's 2 calls for service for them. I have 2 more highlights before we move on. South Marion, West Washington, caller reports approximately 6 middle school age kids are pushing each other around and messing around on the bandstand. 102 responded the juveniles had already moved on.
they were being.
What are with these shitty kids? Just behaving like dummies.
I mean, I think that's how I behaved in middle school, to be honest.
Highway 22 ramp, caller reports a vehicle driving with no taillights. 9214 responded and pulled the vehicle over. Driver didn't know how to turn the lights on. Situation resolved. Sometimes with the rental, I could see how this would happen.
Yeah, but I feel like you should figure that out before you get going.
Well, maybe it became dark and
That's
like
true.
they had departed pre-dark.
Yeah, they didn't even think of, yeah, that's, because I've been in that
Just talking through
situation
it.
where I don't know how to, like, turn brights on or don't know how to do something.
For me, less headlight issues
Yeah.
in new vehicles, but windshield wiper.
I think that's what mine were.
Being, on different sides.
Or figuring out
And
Bluetooth
knobs.
in a new car. That's, I'd rather die.
The struggles are very,
Yes.
very real.
Our first world problems.
Do we have anything else before we go to break?
We did local events?
Oh, yeah. So show that picture. As we speak, there's concrete going in at the location, right on Madison and Iowa Avenue, the former Captain's Table location. Bittersweet, though that may be, since I drive right by it, I have been a firsthand witness to all of the progress. And this was, you can see my truck, I guess, in the window there, but this was 10 minutes ago. And I imagine they'll do it all in one day. They do not mess around. They have been blasting through the infrastructure part of this project at a very fast clip.
I think that scooter, I think they're like a, later.
That's my pager. We're just doing a clunky little show today. We'll turn that off.
But I
Go ahead.
swear that Scooter's coffees are like a scam.
Well, they did like 38 of them.
Yeah, they just pop up right away.
Well, I didn't meet the owner, and he seems like a nice guy, but the expansion is crazy. And
Yeah.
so the main concern has been that we don't want our local coffee shops to suffer like Cafe Dodici or the Coffee Corner with, Lorraine and Gina's coffee shops. But the takeaway I've been told is for Scooter's Coffee, the impact will primarily be on like gas stations
Yeah,
and
it's-
maybe the
it should not
McDonald's at the
affect-
McDonald's drive-thru.
Yeah, it's going to affect that. It should not affect like the local coffee
guess
shops.
we'll find out,
Mount
but-
Pleasant just got one. I don't think it's really the people that get Scooters are the people that want sugar with like a hint of coffee.
Oh, well, I don't know. Some of our listeners might really like it. I have had people like very, very excited that
Yeah.
it's happening. Others that are very, very angry. I am kind of in the middle, a bit indifferent.
Yeah, I'm kind of indifferent to a Scooter's existing, but
I am sad about the captain's table. I mean, no doubt. But anyway, that's the local events. I don't have any others except for things that have already passed. We'll talk about the weekend. I went to a drag show brunch. You celebrated an anniversary. Stick around after the break. We'll talk about pop culture and other happenings for the two of us in the last 2 days on this episode of Washington Live. See you in a second.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Hey, Emmy.
What?
How do you make a tissue? Like a Kleenex. Hey, Emmy. How do you make a tissue? Hey, Emmy.
Hi.
How do you make a tissue dance?
How?
You put a little boogie in it.
Welcome back to this episode of Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Jaron Rosien. Our producer is Nick Steffens. Happy Monday. So let's do good week for, bad week for, and then we'll talk about weekends.
All right.
So, courtesy of a new edition of The Week, we have some highlights of what it is a good week and a bad week for. I don't know if you saw this, but it is a good week for blue gold, after a pair of Levi's from the 1880s was discovered in an abandoned Old West gold mine, and these Levi's sold at auction for $76,000. Experts were able to date the jeans partly through a label declaring the Levi's jeans as the only kind made by white labor, whatever the heck that means.
I can guess what it means.
Yeah, that's a little sketch. In Germany, a man bit a police dog while being arrested. Police say the unnamed 29-year-old acted in an extremely aggressive and uncooperative fashion, and the dog was unharmed.
That's good.
Not every day that the canine gets bitten by the human.
No, but I'm glad the dog's okay.
Yeah, so good week for those things. Bad week, however, for forgetfulness, after a Hertz employee in Tampa, Florida, discovered a toddler in the back seat of a returned rental car. The girl was okay, but her face was streaked with dried tears, said police, who charged a remorseful grandfather with child neglect.
Oh, it was the grandpa.
I know. Doesn't that break your heart?
Yeah, but I mean, I just forgot.
I don't know what to say. I guess he's not used. I don't know what to say.
His memory's getting spotty. Who knows?
Yeah. A little more aggressive, bad week for tiny seats after an American Airlines passenger demanded reparations for having been sandwiched between two obese human beings for a 3-hour flight. Passenger Sydney Watson, an Australian conservative commentator, said she was totally fine with being in the news for fat shaming. Angry. And it does sound unpleasant.
It would be unpleasant. Do you need to get your ticket?
Probably not.
Probably not.
My worst flight was a red eye back from the West Coast, and I had been to San Luis Obispo and LA and went in the hiking, and I got poison. I'm very susceptible to poison ivy. I interacted with poison oak. I was like a blotchy, my face, my arms, my hands, and I had to sit in a middle seat at a red eye flight. I actually felt bad for the people surrounding me because I looked like a leper. Like it was not right.
I haven't been on a plane, but I take Amtrak a lot. I think my worst one was an old lady who just insisted on talking to me the entire time.
Oh, it was chatty.
And then she ate half an apple, fell asleep with the apple in her hand, and then by the time she woke up, it was brown because it oxygen.
Did she go back to mowing it down?
Right back to it. And I was like, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
We are going to get you on a plane one of these days.
One of these. I think I have to at some point.
Yes, it's true. Or if you did, Leadership Washington, I don't know how you feel about small planes. Maybe
I
we
feel
talked
like a
about
small
this.
plane would be worse for me.
Yeah, it is a little more dangerous, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should be in a big, commercial flight, middle seat, so I can't look out the window. That should be my first flight.
Oh, fair enough. We got a plan. I have one more. It's a little edgy, but it's a bad week for young men after a survey found that 23% of them reported having no sex in the previous year, nearly triple the percentage from 2008. Psychologist Jean Twenge cited several factors for the increase in celibacy amongst young men, noting that there are a lot more things to do at 10 o'clock at night now than there were 20 years ago.
That's true. I mean,
there's alternatives. Yeah. Oh, there's that. Let's show your weekend photo. Tell me about your date.
Yeah. So it was Jade and I's 1-year anniversary.
Do you like that transition? It kind of fits right in with it.
There's it's the Millennium Garden. I believe it was the class.
Oh, yeah, because you did coffee. Did you do coffee?
Yeah, we got coffee, and then we sat at these benches, but I guess we're standing because we couldn't get a good photo.
Did you put the phone down and do a timer, or is this a stranger?
So what Jade does is she sets it to a video, and then she just goes frame by frame in the video and screenshots the photos.
Way to go. She doesn't mess around.
Yeah. For me, it takes a lot of time, but
that is effort.
It works for her. And so, yeah, it was our 1 year. She gives me crap because I asked her out on the date with like 15 hours notice. I was like, hey, you want to get coffee in the morning? Because like my plans opened up. And apparently to her, that's like not enough time.
That's spontaneous. 15 hours of spontaneity.
I asked her at 5 p.m. and then like to go on a date at 10 a.m. So like 17 hours.
I think it's very sweet.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Thank
you.
You
get to be on our own shout outs.
Yes. Which I told myself, remember to do the shout out when we do like birthday and anniversary shout outs.
That's good work.
In the doghouse.
What kind of coffee do you consume?
Like in the mornings, I just get black coffee.
Yeah,
like Jade, then I feel like I need to it's more fun, and I get like a lavender and vanilla iced latte or something.
Oh, that's fancy. It sounds expensive. Is that like a $6 coffee?
It's like a $5.50.
Well, nothing wrong with that. When in Rome, we indulge. I'm also a black coffee drinker, just with cream, no sugar.
It depends. If it's at home, no cream and sugar. If it's like a gas station, I need to.
Well, that sounds like fun. I don't have a picture of mine, although I probably could have. Kind of went on a spontaneous drag show brunch at Big Grove Brewery in Iowa City.
That
was a Sunday thing. It's like a monthly event. Had a table, like some friends had a table. There was open spots. It was kind of like a fluid thing because we had other people bump by, some guys that were on a bike tour, J. Cole and his buddies. So it was a nice little random Sunday brunch experience. I did miss out on my aunt and uncle that were in town and kiddos because I had already made the brunch plan. So sorry about that, Mom.
Yeah, it's more important.
Yeah, that's how it went. And then they hit the deer. It was too bad.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
That's a recap of just, having a nice, fun little Monday, talking to you. Thank you to our viewers that make this show possible, this Washington Live show. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the dude with the rotisserie chicken.
Yes.
We're going to talk about this other licking of the frog in the park. Some things that some other pop culture topics that Nick has pulled on this episode of Washington Live. We'll see you right after the break.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our communities stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Hey, welcome back to this episode of Washington Live. I'm Jaron. That's Nick. We're going to close out with a few happenings around the world. I have two that you're really going to like before we bump to your rotisserie chicken dude. You may have seen this. In San Francisco, a chef opened up a farm-to-table restaurant for dogs with a $75 tasting menu called, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's spelled D-O-G-U-E, Dogu. The restaurant operates as a canine cafe during the week, serving $5 dog chinos, $15 savory pastries made with locally sourced ingredients, including tripe and antelope heart. The Sunday tasting menu features dishes such as grass-fed filet mignon, tartare, topped with quail eggs, and a microgreens side. I don't know how the dog would like the microgreens. It's about giving back to your dog the way that they've given to us, said Chef Rami Masarwe. Weird. You heard about this?
I think I saw it on NPR. I don't think my dog's ever made me filet mignon.
Yeah, that is a whole dealio. You're also going to love this other pet-focused tabloid. So this is the little tabloid section of the Week magazine. Not trying to be plagiarizing, but so credit due where credit is due. This British woman spared no expense to honor her deceased pet hamster. She traveled 7,000 miles to Hawaii to scatter his ashes. Lisa Lang, 46, got spud 6 months before going on COVID lockdown in March of 2020. And to ease her isolation and anxiety, she began creating cardboard dioramas of famous sites for the hamster to explore.
Okay.
His favorite was Hawaii. He saved my sanity, said Lang. He may have been small, but he made such an impact on my life.
I don't think it saved her sanity. I don't think it did. That is not something a mentally healthy person does.
I don't know. I mean, just like this show, it feels like it channels my energy in a productive way.
Yeah.
I feel like there are worse ways to channel energy.
That's true. She
Than
could be
what
doing
Lisa was
way
doing.
worse things than making little sceneries for her hamster. How much is a ticket to go from the UK to Hawaii?
I'm sure it's expensive.
Yeah.
I've never been to Hawaii. Have you? No, of course you haven't been. You haven't been on a plane.
Which my cousin did get married in a destination wedding in Hawaii, and I was like, I did not go because I was 16 and could not afford a ticket to Hawaii.
Yeah, it's because probably like $2,000, $4,000.
Yeah,
I would think it'd be between $2,000 and $3,000
so
from here.
I'm not mad about that or anything.
Oh, fair enough. Belated wedding congratulations to them. All right, so in other like sanity things, what is this rotisserie chicken thing you want to tell me about?
So I saw this on Twitter over the weekend of here we go. He put these signs up. So
Come watch me eat an entire rotisserie chicken. November 6th will be the 40th consecutive day that I have eaten an entire rotisserie chicken. 12 o'clock noon, the chicken will be consumed on that abandoned pier near Walmart. This is not a party. Wait, what?
Yeah, so I saw that, and so it kind of evolves from there. I saw that on Twitter thinking, this guy put it up as a joke.
Yep.
Not serious. Turns out he was very serious, and it
looks
became
like a party. Oh my gosh.
It became like a huge thing, which Philadelphia just lost. They lost the World Series,
Yep.
They lost the soccer championship, but then this day they had their thing.
So they channeled their energy.
They channeled their energy.
Look at all those people.
And then here's him finishing it. There was a
What? Oh, that's a plate? I wondered what he was
that was
holding.
the plate he was holding, and then people are comparing him to the new Rocky of Philadelphia.
Oh my goodness. So is he going to do day 41 or is he going to go on a diet here?
I don't know. Why did he get all the way to 40 before it became something?
And that's a lot of chicken.
Yeah.
I do like a little rotisserie chicken. Do you prefer the dark meat or the white meat?
I feel like I'm a dark meat type of person.
I am also.
White meat's a little dry.
Yeah, the flavor.
Yep.
Love good chicken thighs in a stir fry. I'm all about it.
I'm very proud of this man and bringing some pride back to
Does he have a
Philadelphia
name?
after I honestly don't know.
Well, congratulations to him. And what is this thing about the frog licking before we close out this very important show episode?
So was the National Park Services was like, hey, I don't know why we have to tell you guys this, but don't lick.
Is it one of those frogs where they trip, like where it makes you
and
like
so it
the
goes on
psilocybin?
that about like I think it's DMT is what it's called.
Oh, yeah. Go into almost any park. There's often reminders to refrain from going near, petting, or feeding wildlife. Not licking strange animals was simply a given. Until now. The National Park Service added a tongue contact with, it's this desert toad.
Yeah.
Among its various warnings for park visitors. As we say with most things you come across in a national park, whether it be a banana slug, unfamiliar mushroom, or a large toad with glowing eyes in the dead of night, please refrain from licking. The agency wrote on their Facebook post this week. The toad, also known as the Colorado River toad, is about 7 inches in size. That's a pretty big frickin' toad.
That's a big one.
And carries a weak, low-pitched ribbit sound. But the creature is far from harmless. Anyway, these desert toads secrete a potent toxin that can make people sick if they touch it or get the poison in their mouth. Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Despite the risk, some people have discovered that the toad's toxic secretions contain a powerful hallucinogenic known as 5-MeO-DMT.
Which I don't listen to Joe Rogan, but people make fun of Joe Rogan because he doesn't shut up about DMT.
Yeah, this is true.
And so Apparently, I don't know
the
who
whole thing.
figured out if you lick a frog, you can hallucinate.
Well, and that's where I remember talking, like evolutionary psychology, things that are bright, bright colors are generally like a warning, like do not consume.
Yes.
And that's it's one of the just nature signs to not, so a habanero pepper being the exception.
Yeah.
Or the rule, in fact, because it is so hot.
Yeah.
I digress. In recent years, smoking the amphibian secretions has grown in popularity, so much so that the species is even considered to be threatened in New Mexico due to collectors that want to use the animal for drug use.
Oh my God.
According to the state's Department of Game and Fish. We're almost done with this story. A number of public figures have reported experimenting with the toad's extracted toxins. Boxing legend Mike Tyson. Some researchers have begun to study for potential therapeutic benefits. President Biden's son Hunter Biden wrote about using it as a therapy for addiction treatment. And the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration considers 5-MeO-DMT as a Schedule I drug, meaning it's currently not accepted for medical use, which would be a Schedule II and on, and has a high potential for abuse.
Yeah.
What
I'm
is
gonna
up with this
trust-
toad? Do you have a picture of the toad?
I couldn't get a good one. There was like a kind of one that was with like a trail cam, but it wasn't a good photo.
I just can't do it. Now that I'm reading about it, I cannot imagine picking up a 7-inch toad and
just
licking it.
giving it a good.
Ugh,
Oh,
not my game.
no, I don't think it's mine either. Which
But
I'm going to trust the government on this one and say I'm not going to do DMT from a frog.
yeah, I'm not going to take Joe Rogan's word for it either.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have a birthday shout out, you can always stick that in the chat. You can email washialive@gmail.com. Anniversaries, local events, anything that you'd like us to mention, we'd be happy to do so. Just let us know. Go ahead.
I was going to shout out to Tori Chapman for saying this is awesome.
Yeah, thank you,
in the
Tori.
comments.
I appreciate that. Happy birthdays go out to Kirsten Anderson. Belated birthdays go out to Emmy Keith and Joey Wallace. Happy belated and happy birthday. Happy anniversary to you.
Yes, happy anniversary to my girlfriend Jade.
I love it.
I'm not in the doghouse.
What are the national days? And then we have celebrity birthdays for Lord, Adam Devine, and David, how do you say it?
Gouda? But I think Gouda would be a cheese.
Gouda would
So
have a G in it. Geta.
Gouda.
Well, happy birthday
DJ.
to those celebrities. What are our national days as we close out this episode, Washington Live?
National Bittersweet Chocolate with Almonds Day.
It's very
Not-
specific.
Yeah, very specific. And then National Canine Lymphoma Day.
What in the actual National Canine Lymphoma Day?
Yeah, apparently canines can get lymphoma.
I believe it.
Yeah.
So those are the national days. If you are watching this today, November 7th, Bittersweet Chocolate with Almonds Day. I am hitting the grocery store right after this. I don't know if I'll be so inspired or not.
to get bittersweet chocolate, not milk chocolate.
Oh, yes, I don't mind that because it's like I savor it a little more.
I do like, I
slower.
am a dark chocolate person over
Yeah.
milk chocolate.
Then I can just, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I really like the chocolates at Aldi. Big proponent of the Aldi.
I'm
you know
just
what I'm talking about?
I'm just a big proponent of Aldi because they have good things like
Oh
that.
yeah, and you're in Mount Plea. You can
Yeah.
get it all the time.
Oh yeah, that's.
I could go on and
they're
on.
like all their chocolate, anything from there, any of their sweets.
I told you that I applied for a job with the Aldi
Yeah.
chain outside of college where I didn't even get an interview. Still upset. Brought it up last time. Haven't let it go. Hey, thank you to our viewers that make this show possible, especially when we just kind of ramble and do our random thing. But that's kind of what it's all about. We will have a guest on Wednesday, Pastor Devon. We'll look forward to the conversation with him on the Wednesday episode of Washington Live. We will see you then.